Hi friends, Rebecca here, the Dragon Librarian from Farmington Community Library, and I'm here with my pal Gally to talk to you about some really great books that I think you might like. Now the books today don't really have any kind of overarching theme, they're just books that I've read and I think that they are absolutely fantastic and you might like them as well. So the very first book is called Such a Fun Age, and that is by Kylie Reed. And this book is actually one of Reese Witherspoon's picks for her book club, so you may have heard of that already because of that. And what it's about is this young woman named Amira, who is black, and she is a caretaker for this wealthy white woman named Alex's children. One night, Amira takes one of the children with her to a grocery store, like a convenience store at night that's pretty late. And the owner of the store and a couple of the people in the store think that Amira has actually kidnapped this young girl. So this explodes into this huge social media issue, and everybody has to weigh in to see, what is going on and why was this woman accused of this. And it also has a lot to do with Amira and Alex themselves and their lives. This book is really great. It has to do with a lot of inequality issues, a lot of issues with class divides and racism, obviously. And it's just a really good story. The characters, even when you're not enjoying who they are as people, they're still very engaging and you want to find out what happens next, which I think is a really good sign of a story. So again, this is called Such a Fun Age, and that's by Kylie Reed. So the next book is called A Long Petal of the Sea, and this is by Isabel Allende. Now, I don't know if you've read anything by Elizabeth Allende before, but her writing is just absolutely gorgeous. She does write a lot of historical fiction, that's what this book is as well. And even when she's writing about real historical events, she writes about them very honestly. You get a lot of facts, you get a lot of inside information of what happened back then, but it also makes you really feel like you were there. So you're learning about whatever event she's talking about, but you're also experiencing it emotionally as well, which I think is absolutely wonderful. So this book in particular is about the Spanish Civil War, which I didn't really know too much about until reading this book. And it's about two brothers and a pregnant young widow who are just trying to survive this catastrophic war in their country as they relocate to a different country to try to live. And it's about family, it's about war, and it's really about home and what home means to you. And again, this is called A Long Petal of the Sea. Absolutely beautiful. Even when it's heartbreaking, it's beautiful. And lastly, the last book I want to talk to you about is called The Dutch House, and this is by Ann Patchett. And she is one of my favorite authors. I love everything she's written. This one I think is probably my favorite. It's absolutely amazing. One thing that I really like about it is that it reminded me a lot of books such as Daphne du Maurier's Rebecca or Shirley Jackson's The Haunting of Hill House, in where the actual house in the story almost has its own personality, right? And it almost is a character in and of itself. And I love when stories do that. So this is about a family. It's about two siblings named Danny and Maeve who live in this really lavish estate in Philadelphia. Because of issues with a stepmother, they end up getting evicted from it and have not been back in there in years. The story takes place over 5 decades, and it's told from Danny's point of view. And it's about family, it's about overcoming your past, it's about healing and forgiveness. It's beautiful. And the writing is just absolutely top-notch. And if you listen to the audiobook version, it's actually narrated by Tom Hanks, who just has the most dreamy voice ever. So if you're really into audiobooks, you might want to check that out. And again, that is called The Dutch House by Ann Patchett. Well, that's the ones I have for you today. I hope they sound interesting to you. If you do like them, please feel free to check them out at our Farmington Community Library. They are there, and you can pick them up at our curbside service. Thanks so much, guys, and have a great day.